Hello and good morning, everybody. I'm assuming that you're watching this in the morning if you're somewhere in the United States. If you're elsewhere in the world, good afternoon, good evening. I'm glad to have you here. Today, what I am talking about is earn the trip, get the promotion. Just a second, I'm hearing my own voice. There we go. I don't need to hear myself back again. So there's a slight pause where you hear my voice because I got to go figure out the sound because that was whoa craziness. So anyway, I'm here to talk about earn the trip, get the promotion. So if you are in direct sales, then this is the webinar for you. You want to hear all of this. If you are someone who has been working for months or for years to earn that trip and it was just so close and you couldn't quite get there, or maybe you were really far away and you can't understand why you're not getting it, this is a great place for you to get started so you can learn how to do that. Or maybe you're interested in getting the promotion. So what I'm going to do now is share some slides with you because I do want you to be able to see this right here. So I am going to share this for you. All right. So earn the trip, get the promotion with me. Hi, I'm Jenny Bellinger. I'm a certified professional coach with Level Up Coaching. One thing I do want to let you know is stay tuned because there's a gift at the end of this for you. So make sure you have a notebook and pen ready to take notes. And while you grab that, because I'm sure you're just now getting on here and finding this and getting started on it, what I'd like to do is tell you a little story. So I started my business, my first direct sales business back in 2010. And I was about 3 months into my business. At that point in time, I was one of the top in sales in my uplines organization. In fact, within my third or fourth month, I was second in sales only to my upline. And so I was doing really, really well. But I do have to say, up to that point, I had recruited zero. I had recruited nobody in my first 90 days. And because of this, even though I was top in sales, I was kicking butt and taking names. I was booking parties left and right. I had tons of sales, tons of hostesses who wanted to have parties with me. I was still frustrated and confused. I had no idea why people wouldn't want to be on my team. Here I was telling them how much fun I was having and that I was making a lot of money because I was, but I didn't have anybody joining my team. And then it happened by accident on purpose, which sounds really weird. So let me explain how that happened. I got a call one morning and it was from my upline. And she said, hey, Jenny, I have a party tonight and it's in your area. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm having car trouble. I said, okay. I can do that. Sure. How does this work? Because I was new to the direct sales business, so I didn't know how getting that's called dovetail. So I was getting a show dovetailed to me. So I didn't know how that worked. I didn't understand what that process was. So she explained to me, well, I'm going to, have you go do the party. I'm going to let the hostess know that you're coming and you'll get all of the sales, all the orders that you get while you're there are yours. All the bookings that you get while you're there are yours. And anyone who decides to do the business with you will be your first recruit. And I literally at that point laughed and I was like, yeah, right. Okay, whatever. I totally knew that I was going to get sales. I totally knew that I was going to get bookings, but I did not believe that anyone there was going to join my team because up to that point, it hadn't happened yet. So I didn't believe it was possible. So then we talked some more about how that was going to work. And She told me more about the hostess and what she knew of the people who were going to be there. And right before she got off the phone at the very end, she goes, "Oh, and by the way, the hostess's daughter is in her mid 20s and she's actually thinking about doing this. So if you have a conversation with her tonight and she makes the decision to do this, she can be your first recruit." And I was like, "Oh, oh wow, that's really cool. Thank you. I I'll make sure I have a conversation with her about it and I'll see what questions I can answer for her and we'll go from there." So then it kind of changed my attitude going into this, that first of all, I believed that someone in that room wanted to do this, which was number one of the reasons that I was able to get a recruit. Secondly, I ended up doing my party just a little bit differently up until that point, and I figured all this out after the fact because when I left that party, in case you haven't figured it out, I left that party with my very first recruit. Someone had said yes. But what was interesting is it wasn't the hostess's daughter, it was the daughter's best friend who said yes. Because interestingly enough, while I was having the conversation with the daughter, the best friend was listening in and going, "Look, this sounds freaking amazing. If you're not going to do it, I am." And she's like, "Go for it, sister." And then I just sat there, jaw on the ground, like, "Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do this." Totally did not expect that. And so looking back later, what I figured out was there were technically three key reasons why I actually ended up recruiting at that first party, or at that party that was my very first time that I got a recruit. First of all, I believe someone in the room wanted to do it. I believe that someone in that room was ready to join my team, ready to go and kick ass and take names. Secondly, like I said, I treated the party just a little bit differently. I actually spent some time having a conversation about the business opportunity. Because like I said, afterwards, I really started thinking about, okay, what was different about this party in terms of how I did it? Well, in the past, I had spent during the course of my presentation, I would spend some time introducing myself, introducing the company, introducing the product, and talking about, I would spend about 3 to 5 minutes talking about the customer sale. And then I would spend 3 to 5 minutes talking about the hostess rewards and talking about all the benefits that they would get from having their own party or placing a customer order and getting that sale. But I would literally, the words that would come out of my mouth i- before I recruited, right? The words that would come out of my mouth before I recruited sounded something like this. "And the best way to get our jewelry is to join my team." And that was it. That was all I would say. That was it. So, yeah, duh. No wonder people were buying from me. People were booking shows with me. And duh, no wonder nobody was doing the business with me. I wasn't making it sound as good as the sale, as good as the hostess rewards. So that was my second, aha moment. And looking back, the third thing that helped me recruit was the fact that I was having a conversation with somebody else and somebody else was listening in and they decided they wanted in because they were listening while I was having the conversation with somebody else who I thought wanted to do the business. And in the end, she decided for herself she wanted in because it sounded so good. So, not that I'm saying you should try and hardcore recruit somebody in the room, but you've got to at least have the conversation with someone in the room because someone else is going to listen and make that decision. So that is how I recruited by accident on purpose, which is really funny because that night we ended up having a massive snowstorm as well, and what should have taken me 35 minutes to get home took me almost 2 hours, but I didn't care the whole way. I was dancing behind the steering wheel going, "I got to recruit. I got to recruit." It was awesome. So you're probably watching this going, so who is this chick? So let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jenny Bellinger. I am a certified professional coach. I have been a direct sales coach since 2011. And during that time, I also was running my direct sales, like I said, jewelry business. And during that time, in that 7 year time period from 2010 to 2017, I earned 9 trips, multiple car bonuses, cash bonuses that had commas in them, jewelry prizes, and even during that time, I was internationally ranked at my company number 1 for group growth and number 3 for group sales. So I don't tell you this to be like, ooh, look at me. This is because if any of you have ever read Jack Canfield's Success Principles, you know that one of the success principles is go find someone who's done the thing you want to do and get them to help you do it. Get them to mentor you. So if you're someone who has an interest in earning trips or earning the car or getting the cash bonus or the product prizes, or if you're somebody who loves trophies and walking the stage and recognition is your thing, I can do that. And I also want you to take note that my internationally ranked number 1 and number 3 were for group growth and group sales. So this wasn't me personally doing it. What that tells me is that I can teach others how to grow their team. That's how we became number 1 in group growth. I can teach others how to sell. That's how we became number 3 in the world for group sales. So since then, I have become a certified professional coach and I now offer coaching. I do private coaching, small group coaching, and large group coaching. My clients enjoy the results of doubling or tripling their paychecks in 90 days or less. And I've had multiple clients who have even quadrupled. Ooh, sorry. My speaker just scared me when it turned off. My clients enjoy the results of doubling or tripling their paychecks in 90 days or less. And a few of my clients have even quadrupled their paychecks. And so for me, what that says is the people who work with me take action and do the things in order to build and grow their business, increase their sales, grow their team so that they can grow their paycheck and earn the things that they want, actually achieve the dreams that they had when they purchased their kit in the first place. I've been doing workshop training since 2004 and doing team trainings as part of that. I have literally since 2004 trained and educated thousands of people. And I've been doing public speaking since 1992. And I'm sure if you're kind of doing the math, taking a look at me, yes, I started public speaking in high school. So it doesn't freak me out to be in front of large crowds. In fact, I actually kind of enjoy the energy from that. And then if you want to know how to reach out to me after today, if you actually take away something from this, if you just go to easycard.com/Jenny, Jennie, that's easycard.com/Jenny, Jennie, you can reach out to me. I've got my cell phone number on there. So you can text me. I've got my email addresses on there, my website. You have a lot of different ways to get a hold of me using that digital business card. So, if you are now somebody who wants to earn the trip, get the promotion, earn the extra incentives that are going on right now, because I know a lot of companies aren't necessarily promoting travel trips given what's going on in the world. They're promoting a lot of other prizes that are business building or awesome things that you might want to get. So, if this is something that you want to do, if you want new results, if you're someone who hasn't been recruiting or you've been recruiting people and they don't do anything, they're basically what we call kidnappers in the world of direct sales. We're going to have to have a little mindset shift. So the first thing I want to share with you is that number 1, a majority of direct sales representatives don't even talk about their top product. It's shocking. I know. In fact, I want to ask you a question. Do you even know your top product? Well, I'm going to give you a hint while you think about this. I can guarantee that your upline leader talked about it with you. Hmm. So now at this point, you're probably scratching your head going, well, how does she know that my upline leader talked to me about it? And the reason I know for certain your upline leader talked about it with you is because your top product is the business opportunity. The opportunity to do business is your number one top product. It is the number one thing you have to offer people that can change their lives. Because I know whatever product it is or service that you represent, you believe that company will change their lives. Well, guess what? The best way to change someone's life is to give them the opportunity to go into business with you. Mindset shift. Your mind at this point is probably blown. So, you actually have two products at your disposal. Like I said, the business opportunity is number one. And the second product is your company product. I don't care if it's makeup, skincare, kitchen tools, jewelry, nails, stickers, oils, whatever. It doesn't matter. Your company, the things you sell or the services you sell are second to the business opportunity. That's the number one way that you can make an impact on the lives of the people around you, is to give them the opportunity to start their own business. I want to share another story with you. This one was one that happened when I was maybe 2 or 3 years into the direct sales, into my own direct sales business. I was at a training with my upline leader, and I remember there was a woman sitting in the room who was, she had shown up to the training, and this particular training ended up being about recruiting or sponsoring. And this woman, the whole time, is sitting in the room with her arms crossed, slouched down, like this really sourpuss look on her face. And the whole time she was adamant, like, just you could tell by body language. It was exuding off of her that she couldn't believe she was there listening to this bull honky about recruiting or sponsoring and bringing other people in. And finally, at the end, the lady running the training says to her, "So, it looks like you're really not into this. Can I ask you something?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever." And she's like, "So, I know that you're really good at sales and you book classes." And the guy was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "But you're not going to recruit." And this gal goes into all the reasons why she's not going to recruit. She's not going to be that pushy, naggy, blah, blah, blah. And she's not going to do whatever. And she had this whole litany that she went on for like 2 minutes about why she was not going to recruit. And this trainer listened to her and she goes, "So what you're saying in all of this is you're willing to take their money, but you won't help other people make money." And you could literally watch that impact of that statement on that woman's face. And she went from complete sourpuss to utter shock to the realization of, oh my God, that's what other people think of me, to, uh, oh, wow. And in that moment, you could literally see the shift happen in her head. And the rest of us all were like, oh, wow, we hadn't thought of that either, right? And she ends up, the next time she showed up to a training, brought her first recruit. It was amazing because she realized, by not recruiting people, by not offering this opportunity, she was willing to take their money, but she wasn't willing to help other people make money. Now, I have another story that I want to share with you. And it was the story that really, at this point, I was already bringing people onto my team very regularly. Um, and I was doing it to help them, but there was also a part of it where I was really doing it also, of course, to help me. But I brought on this one gal, and when I brought her onto my team, within weeks, she became my top salesperson. In fact, there were a few months where I went out and got some extra orders just to make sure that I could stay in front of her because she was that good. She was booking, she was selling. She didn't recruit though, but I tried to work with her on it, but she was just at that point she was on a mission and I could tell there was something going on. And she just was really kicking butt and taking names and she was really top. And I remember getting a phone call about 7 or 8 months into her business. And she said, "Hey, Jenny, I really want to thank you for everything you've done for me. I wanted to let you know, I wanted to give you a heads up that I'm going to be disappearing. I'm going to step back from the business and I'm really literally going to disappear for a little while." And my jaw just dropped. And I was like, "What's going on? Is everything okay? What happened? I mean, did I do something wrong?" I of course was wondering if I had messed up as her leader. And then she goes in and tells and proceeds to tell me why. She had never told me why she wanted to do the business. And what I found out in that phone call was she had joined the business to get out of an abusive marriage. I had no idea she had hit it so well that her husband at the time was abusing her, and she was really worried for her life and her children's lives. And so she did the business completely secretly without her husband knowing, saved up all the money in a secret bank account and disappeared. And in that moment, I realized that recruiting was no longer about me at all. It was now my mission to offer this opportunity to as many people as possible because you just don't know. So this became something where because I offered the opportunity in front of this gal, I literally helped her save her own life and the lives of her children. And we are still friends. And I've seen her safely go through the divorce, find another amazing, wonderful man who has become her husband now. And her children have grown up and absolutely flourished in this new family setup. And to this day, I am still thankful that I was brave enough to open my mouth that night and say what I had to say and offer the opportunity. Because if I hadn't, who knows what would have happened. But I'm so, so grateful that not only that I offered the opportunity, but she took me up on it. The second mindset shift that we need to do in order to get to this place where we can really recruit or sponsor people is we need to understand leadership. Great leaders start off as great followers. So another reason that most people don't recruit or sponsor is because they don't believe they can lead a group. So they just choose not to even lead one. But really, you start with leading one, and the first person you lead is yourself. Learn to lead yourself. John Maxwell says, leaders know the way, go the way, and show the way. So if you don't lead yourself, and my coach, Scott Conway, says, if you don't follow you, why should I follow you? So starting by doing what you tell you to do is the first step in leadership. The discipline and doing what you say you're going to do for yourself and your own business and your family. Leaders start as great followers. Follow yourself. Submit to your own leadership. And then others will learn to do the same. Now, there's 6 C's of successful sponsoring. Now, I do not claim these 6 C's. I found them from someone named Steve Chobman, and they're so good. I wasn't about to go and try and redo it. I just give credit where credit is due. So, the 6 C's of successful sponsoring are this, and I'm going to go into depth with each one of them: character, commitment, certainty, compassion, connectedness, and clarity. Give you just a second to write all those down. Character, commitment, certainty, compassion, connectedness, and clarity. So let's dive into each one of those. Character. It's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. So the first thing you need to understand is, what are your core values? What makes you who you are? I remember very clearly growing up and my father telling me one time, integrity or character is doing what's right, even when no one else is looking. Doing what is right, even when no one else is looking, no matter how hard it is. That is somebody of character. That is somebody of integrity. But you've got to know what your core values are. And I do an exercise with my clients that helps them clearly identify their core values. The second C is commitment. You've got to be all in on your business. Be fully committed to your business, fully committed to your team, fully committed to your family. And yes, you can literally be all in on all of those things. You can give 100% in the moment that you're working on each of those things, 100% of your business, 100% to your family, 100% to your team when you're with them. Because you only have to give 100% when you're in that space. Not all the time, just when you're in that space. I also remember hearing all the time, when you grow up in a house of very geeky, sci-fi geeky people, you hear a lot from Master Yoda. Because I remember my parents would ask me to do something and I would say, I'll try. And eventually when I got older, I realized, don't say try, just say you'll go do it. Because I would every time hear my father go into Master Yoda's voice and say, do or do not. There is no try. Let me tell you, I heard it a lot. That's why I'm able to kind of sort of do the Yoda voice. Do or do not. There is no try. Because when you try, you're not giving it your all. You do it or you don't do it. Certainty. Know that you are worthy. I can't see you. I don't even know who you are. But I know that you are worthy of success. I don't know if you're a believer in a higher power or a universal energy, but you were not put on this earth to be mediocre. And you have a choice now. You get to choose if you feel worthy or not. So when given a choice, why would you choose anything else but to believe that you are worthy? You are not only worthy, but you are worth following. So follow yourself, and others will choose to do so. Now, the certainty comes not only in knowing your worth, but knowing your products, know your company, know your compensation plan, and of course, know that you are worthy of success. giving you a second to kind of really take that in, because I know this can sometimes be the hardest of the 6 C's because of that self-worthiness piece. I can tell you, even now, as confident as I am, there are still times when I struggle with my level of worthiness. And which is why I love teaching this class, because it reminds me all over again that I am worthy. I am worthy of my clients. I am worthy of my children, my significant other, my referral partners, my business associates. I'm worthy of all of them because I know that I'm fully committed to all of them. Now, compassion is what counterbalances the certainty. If any part of that certainty piece felt like, well, I don't want to come across as cocky, great, good, don't. But being certain does not equal cocky, because the compassion piece means that you are understanding what they are feeling in that moment. You understand that they're questioning who you are. Are you going to do what you say you're going to do? Are you really offering a product that has this amazing guarantee? Are you really going to be the leader who's going to help them achieve those things? And also knowing that in your compassion, you're going to do what is best for them. So in that conversation, as you're getting to know this person, understanding that there may be people, and it may happen more often than not, who the top product, the business opportunity is not for them. Maybe it's not the right product, maybe it's not the right company, maybe it's just not the business for them, and that's okay. Do what is best for them, because that compassion of doing what is best for them will actually lead them to be more loyal to you, because you didn't try and talk them into something that isn't for them. You gave them just enough education for the two of you to decide that, nope, not a fit. And that's okay. We can't bring everybody into this business. Otherwise, we'd have no clients. We'd have no customers to buy anything. Make sure when you're having a talk with somebody that you put yourself back in your own shoes when you first were recruited. What were those feelings that you had at that time? Were you scared? Were you excited? Were you timid? Were you ready to rock and roll? You were probably feeling all of those things all at the same time. Ask them how they're feeling as you're having that conversation with somebody, and don't stop at accepting their first answer, because when we step into something new, there are many swirling emotions. You want to try to get at least 5 from them. So you may say something along the lines of, I imagine that you might be feeling, and then fill in the blank. Nervous, scared, excited, ready, hopeful. Like, throw different emotions in based on kind of what you're feeling from them, and help them identify those emotions too. And that compassion will help the two of you bond in a way that makes them a much closer team member from the start. The next C, the 5th of the 6 C's, is connectedness. Find your own personal connection to them. Are you both dog lovers? Do you like to play golf or tennis? Are you both foodies? Do you like to do CrossFit? Do you both love purple? In case you couldn't tell, that's kind of my thing. So if you're a purple person, yay, you're one of my people. Are you both military brats? Did you both grow up as the children of entrepreneurs? What are the connections that you guys have? And not only connect yourself to that person, but connect them to other people on the team. Have them talk to other people who are already on your team. Introduce them, because the more connected somebody is, the less likely they are to leave at the first sign of difficulty, at that first obstacle. They're much more likely to have, if they don't feel comfortable reaching out to you as the leader because they think you're too busy, they've got someone else that they can reach out to and ask the question. So connect them to you, connect them to other people on the team. And you also want to have clarity about who you are. And this goes back to the values, that very first core value thing. You've got to know who you are. You need to know who they are. Who are you looking for? You've got to have clarity about that person, because if you're asking everybody, are you my mother? You remember that Dr. Seuss book? Are you my mother? Are you my mother? Are you my mother? Are you my team member? Are you my team member? You're going to hear a lot of no's. But when you know who you're looking for, the number of yeses increases. You want to know, you want to have clarity around the right questions to ask, because it's really easy for other people to say the right thing. So maybe you're somebody who has already started recruiting and you're really frustrated because they're not doing a damn thing. And you're like, what's going on? Well, did you ask the right questions? Do you know not only what questions to ask, but what to listen for what they are and are not saying? Do you know what actions to watch for? One of my favorite quotes is, "Your actions speak so loud that I cannot hear what you say," by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. There's a seventh C that was not provided by Steve Taubman that really helps cement your team and the right people to your team. Are you ready to learn it? Before I tell you the secret seventh C, first, I want to share my gift with you. I told you guys you'd have a gift. And the gift that I have for you is, I'm going to give you a ticket to my sponsoring masterclass. In this sponsoring masterclass, you are going to, first of all, it's going to happen on Tuesday, October 27th at 7 p.m. Central. And in this sponsoring masterclass, you are going to get to do the values exercise that I do with my clients. Once you know your values, we're going to talk about the behaviors to watch for. And by the end of that masterclass, you will also know when to have the conversation with the right person and what to say to help them make the decision. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, and I wish I had gone and grabbed the testimonials to put here from the people who have participated in this masterclass before. But I've had people who came out of that masterclass and within weeks were recruiting people who were working. And so not only were they helping make an impact in the lives of those people, but it was making an impact on their paycheck, their commission check, each and every week or each and every month. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, what I'd like you to do is send me an email, Jenny@levelupcoachllc.com, with the subject line Values Masterclass Code, please. And I'm going to send you a code to attend my Values Masterclass for free. This is something that normally sells for $49, and you are going to get in for free. And all you have to do is just let me know you want the code and what company you're with. That's it. Are you ready for the seventh secret C for successful sponsoring? Well, if you haven't already figured it out just from looking at the picture, the secret seventh C is to create community. In order to create community, there are some very specific and super easy things you can do that helps cement the connectedness of the people on your team and your hostesses and your clients to you. And we do this through a process called creating Ohana. And I actually, next week in the Brunch and Learn, will be sharing with you a little bit more about Ohana. And I've got a super special gift for you next week. So last week I talked about sales is not a 4-letter word. Sponsoring is a sales conversation. Just like in the sales conversation where you're trying to sell a tangible product or the service, you're going to get to know them, you're going to build relationship, and you're going to offer the product, offer the opportunity if it is best for them. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I don't have a way for you to ask me questions, but if you jump onto the Zoom webinar, you can ask me questions. But if you do have questions, please feel free to send them to me at jenny@levelupcoachllc.com and I'll answer them for you. I want to thank you for this. I want to thank you for attending. Thank you for taking the time to watch this and invest in your business, investing in yourself, for being here. Again, if you have questions, please send them to me. And I do have one final simple request. If you are on Facebook and you watched today's training and you enjoyed it, would you please go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/levelupcoachllc, and leave a review. And when you leave a review, I'm going to reach out to you and you are going to receive a complimentary coaching session from me. A 30-minute conversation completely spent on you and your business. And I guarantee one mindset shift, aha moment, or actionable step that you can take by the end of that 30 minutes that will help begin making an impact on you and your business almost immediately. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you guys at the sponsoring masterclass on October 27th. Bye now.